Hey, welcome, jerks. Probably not going to be a long broadcast tonight. Bad news. We got some bad news here for people that don't know. Some of you already know in the chat. Canton Community Television is not able to live stream the Canton Police Audit meeting tonight from the location it's at. I found out this morning. We're trying to work on a workaround to get some maybe people to call in. It could still happen, but I'm not hopeful. I'm getting some reports, and let me just say a couple things. Number one, we're gonna able to see it. They're recording it. Canton Community Television is recording the meeting, so we will get to see it. Just probably not tonight. It's going to be probably tomorrow afternoon. As soon as it comes out, we'll definitely stream it here on the Young Jerks. But unfortunately, we don't have a live feed tonight. And I just want to, some people are giving a little crap to Canton Community Television. This is not their fault. And let's just say, let's be thankful for Canton Community Television. Thank God for Canton Community TV. Because without them, we would have missed everything. Over the last year, all the select board meetings, all the audit meetings, all the standouts that they've covered, all the court. They've been amazing. I just, we have to give Canton Community TV a shout out and thank them. Thank them for everything that they've been doing for us. And knowing that we're going to have this tomorrow. We're going to have the video. Definitely going to get to see it. The reason I'm live right now is just to let people know that, and to actually let you know what's going on with that, because there's been a lot of discussion online on what could be the reason. The reason is very simple. That room is not equipped for live streaming. So I did send the link out to a couple people like John Como and someone else that's there right now. So we could actually get a little live video maybe from there or outside. We'll see what happens. I mean, no promises. If I had known this ahead of time, I would have set a camera crew out there. I would have had it all set up and ready to go. Unfortunately, I have dogs here tonight, so I can't go down and do it myself. I would have just, even tonight, I would have grabbed my cell phone and streamed it, but unfortunately not able to. If I had known, I definitely would have gotten a professional camera crew down there, but just didn't have enough time. Somebody said Channel 5 just gave an interesting alert about the state police. I'll have to check that out in a second. Keep seeing WCVB. We'll see what they're up to. A couple other things, too. What's the other thing I want to tell? Oh, we're going to, you know what? Because we can't do this, let's take some phone calls. Actually, before we do that, we got John Como here. He's here. Let's see what he's got to say. One thing I've heard, actually, before I bring up Como, is that it's standing room only there. The place is packed. I've heard that the fire marshals, the fire department is there yelling at people, kicking people out. This room is very small. I heard there's a very large crowd outside right now. Let's see what John Como says. He's always got the dirt on what's going on in Canton. John Como, what's up, brother?
I don't have any dirt. I have no dirt, but I did get the same reports. Standing room only. I got a lot of the players. Who's in there?
Who's in there?
Hey,
tell us who's in there.
It's pretty much everyone that you would see at a very testy select board meeting. My pal, Mr. Higgins, is there.
Mike Higgins? Higgins?
Yeah. Peter Hennessy.
Grandpa Eclipse, as we call him.
Mr. Paul McAuliffe.
The Gumshore.
Yeah. You got everybody's there. I had a prior engagement that I couldn't get out of today. Otherwise I would have been there. I didn't get home in time to jump, throw the dog in the car and then get back up there. It just didn't work. And what
do you think about my Paul McAuliffe impression here?
You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Here's the thing. These people, everybody has something invested in this. You didn't snap your gun, though. You got to snap your gun. You got to crack it.
I don't have any gum to crack. I need
You
a
got to
piece of
crack it.
gum.
You got to sit there. You got to sit right there in the. Got to be. It's right off to the side there, and
I'll put a little
you
chew of tobacco. I'll chew on that.
100 miles an hour. You know, if it wasn't so testy, it'd be a good thing that this many people are turning out for these things. It's just it's a bad circumstance on why these people are there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we all know why they're there. We're there because everybody saw that shitstorm of a meeting, last time. I mean, that was an embarrassment. It doesn't matter what town you live in. That's an embarrassment.
Yeah, I wonder if any media is there. Have you heard of like Channel 4 or Channel 10, excuse me? You think
Haven't.
any
So
TV there tonight?
that is no, I haven't heard that, but I cannot confirm if that's the reason why they had it at Peakwood Side Tavern, but just the fact that you have it at the smallest meeting place that you can in town of all the choices is just yet another reason what you couldn't hold off for another day and put it, is something going on up at town hall that you couldn't do it at a town hall? Like,
I know.
right. What's going on why are they continuing to shoot themselves in the feet like this?
Yeah.
Is it that bad they couldn't go up? And the same thing with the lighting in that room. It's a little old tavern from the 1700s. I mean, you could be up at town hall with all the lights. Is it the fact that they don't want light shining on them?
Good question.
Yeah, I just don't understand the thinking behind it. And I'll tell you once again, if I was a member of that committee, I would have spoken out about, I would have just come forward. We already know what that committee is all about. That they're not, they none of them got along. So why not just come public and just say it? Say, hey,
From my
I didn't want to have it in.
Yeah, the reason why is that they have non-disclosure agreements. They can't speak to the media. Apparently, they can't make any public statements. That's my understanding is that they can't speak right now.
They can't speak to the public on why they're having it at that site as opposed to town hall.
Anything. They can't speak on anything publicly. They've signed some kind of non-disclosure agreement
on why on the location of.
I know.
That's unheard of.
Yep.
That's
so I have a feeling after this is all over, there's going to be a lot to discuss, right?
I'm hearing this. I mean, my phone's just been blowing up. There's a lot of unhappy people that are trying to get in that room.
Yeah. That's the NDA, what I just said. It stands for people that don't know. It's a non-disclosure agreement. So you can't talk about it if you're on that committee.
Yeah.
That's why David, Clow, and Kathleen aren't on the show right now. I would love to have them on.
Right. It's almost as if it was set up to fail from the start. It just $200,000 right there is what almost like thrown down the drain. But once again, I just don't understand that you have people that finally want to go to a meeting. People want to go to the meeting, and yet you schedule it for the smallest place. It doesn't matter what side the people are on. You have people from both sides, and yet you want to have the least amount of people there.
Yeah, and then you don't have it broadcast, which sucks because you picked a room that isn't apparently set up for live streaming.
Correct. They usually just go bring a camera.
We're getting in late. We got more questions. Why aren't we streaming the meeting? The meeting is not being live streamed. We found out there is no Canton Community Television broadcast tonight.
Right.
They are recording it, so we will get to see it tomorrow. It looks like as soon as they upload it, I'll put it up live. We'll get to watch it. I think it's probably going to be tomorrow afternoon. It's my best guess. Who knows? Maybe it'll be late night tonight, but I don't think so. I have a feeling usually it'll be tomorrow. So we'll be watching
someone.
Yeah.
I was hoping someone would go live on their phone. So it was about 15 years ago. They had a reservoir committee, and they tried to do a similar thing. They hadn't met for years. And when I pulled the thing, and this was when when the town had just purchased the reservoir, or was gifted. Whatever they were given the reservoir for that whole Plymouth Rubber debacle. Not debacle. It's a great thing. So I knew that cable couldn't, well, not that they couldn't record from there, that they couldn't go live from there. So to get around the rule that you're supposed to ask the chairman if you can record, and they say yes, and they say you can record off from the side. I went to cable myself and I said, hey, can I borrow one of your cameras so I can film that meeting? So that
Sometimes it's necessary,
oh.
right, Erica?
Oh,
Check this out. It looks
Yeah.
like they're live outside. I want to take a little quick look and see what's going on over here,
They're
John.
also
Oh, good,
watching how these people make people feel.
Exactly.
This is the community. They're not listening
Nope.
at all. So the fact that
God.
you have to even raise
They
your
might come
voice
back.
to a
They might
grown
come
man
back.
who's
Nah,
literally saying,
they have
"I'm
this
not
problem
listening
every
to you."
time on their stream. I don't know what
Oh.
it is. They do it sideways and then it shits the bed. Oh
No,
well.
you got to hold it straight up and down. But anyways,
Yeah,
I
they
borrowed
need
all
to
the
change
equipment from
settings.
cable. I borrowed all the equipment from cable, went down, set up, and they had to have they were having their meeting. I mean, but it just unnerved that committee at the time that here I am recording it for everybody to see, because at the time they were more than happy just leaving the res for the people that lived on the res. So it's nothing new. It's nothing new with using these locations. And here it is once again, 2024, and you want to use a location in town that's just not conducive to people going there.
There you go.
It's not like it's a book club. And they, and so once again, this falls on the chairman. But I shouldn't say that. After tomorrow we'll find out. We'll find out whose decision it was. It'll come out. It always does.
It's interesting that they canceled the last meeting with no notification on why. They move it to a smaller venue that doesn't allow live streaming, which
2024. Yep. Under the cover of darkness. It's like they don't want people informed. They don't want people to know what's going on. Yeah. And it's just a small few people.
People ask, what time does the meeting start? The meeting should have started already. It's not being broadcast live tonight on the stream. We will have video of it tomorrow from Canton Community Television. They are recording. Unfortunately, this Canton Audit Committee decided to have the meeting at a place that they don't have live streaming capability. So that's what's going on tonight. And we didn't know until today. If I had known, I would have sent my own camera crew down there. I guess if you want to watch what's going on outside, Resistance is Silence is streaming outside. I guess they're going to go in. I just tried streaming them. They don't have a good stream going. It doesn't work. I don't know what the hell they're.
Well, so, I mean, you also might have everybody down there on their phones trying to do something. So I mean,
no, when they go sideways, that always happens on theirs. It's like they have some kind of I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Stream, it doesn't. I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna bring it up again. We'll just try it again. This is the Resistance to Silence YouTube.
Oh, they're in.
What's going on inside there right now? There we go.
Yeah.
Why does it do that? It's frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah. That's like when we used to try to put the beer can behind the cable box back in the 80s.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly what it does.
Oh, my God.
They need to change their settings on the phone.
Get you so worked up, doesn't it?
Yeah, I used to have the same issue on my phone streaming it. That's up and down.
You get so helpless, though. You feel so helpless because you're like, I want to know what's going on. Like, Yep. Yeah.
We'll get to watch it tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. Well,
it doesn't look like they had very good video there, anyways. I mean, people are watching the Resistance to Silence. It doesn't look very.
Well, tonight's going to be a completely shirt on broadcast. So I'm disappointed.
People are telling me I'm not having. Yeah, I don't have a problem either until you put it into StreamYard.
Right.
So if I'm watching my phone, it works fine. People, you don't have to tell me that. I know, but when you put it into StreamYard. You saw what it does. You saw what it does, John.
Yeah.
It lasts for
Oh,
10 seconds and then it
All right.
cuts out.
So if I watched it on their phone, we can. Well, then,
Yeah, you can
no
watch
offense,
it.
no offense, Mike, but I'm gonna hop off and I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you're
go
gonna
watch
watch it.
it.
I'm probably
I
gonna
am.
too. I'm
Yeah.
gonna take a couple phone calls if
All right.
people want to call in. Thank
Yeah.
you, John. Have a great
Thank you,
night.
Mike.
Unless you're not going to be streaming from there at all, are you?
I didn't make it back up. By the
you
time I
won't.
get up there, it's gonna be over.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Have a good
Bye.
night, John Como.
Bye.
If anyone wants to call in, a couple people try to call in. Let me turn on the phone lines. I will take a couple calls, maybe. Yeah, if you want to comment tonight, let me just make sure this is working with my system too. I got the phone set up. I even saw one of those blocked numbers. Maybe it's my friend. You want to call in? You got the open lines right now. 978-560-3155 if you want to call. Got something to say tonight. Just checking out the comments, seeing what's going on. I also, you know what else I'm going to do is I want to see what people are talking about WCV. What's going on with WCV? Let's check that out too. Here we go. We're going to take a chance here. We got a no caller ID. Let's see who's calling him. We'll give them a quick hook if they're idiots. Who's calling?
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, I've been watching the meetings. I am very disappointed what happened with this Canton Audit Committee. I think they did it on purpose.
Who did it? Who did it on purpose?
I think the Canton Select Board deliberately picked a place
Yeah,
that wouldn't have streaming capabilities.
it's possible. I don't doubt that.
And those three guys, McCarthy and the other few, I think they were deliberately placed there to block any progress in the audits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it definitely seems that way.
It's very disappointing that these things are all happening and people, good people are lobbying, trying to uncover, whatever incorrectness is going on. And yet these people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore, but I love your show. You do a great job, and keep us posted to the extent possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And where are you calling from?
Calling in from Natick, Massachusetts.
Natick, awesome. Home of Doug Flutie.
Yes, exactly. Yep, Doug Flutie. Yep, the Redman. Yep.
They got some good wrestlers over there in Natick too.
Yeah, it's a great town for athletes. I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of good athletes in this town. They used to have phenomenal hockey team. They still have a phenomenal youth hockey program.
That's right.
And they got a great little league and Babe Ruth baseball program. So
Excellent. Thank you so much for calling in tonight and watching and supporting us.
okay, you're welcome. Thanks.
Have a great night.
Bye. You too. Bye.
I know. Not a bad call from an unknown block caller. If you want to call in, you can right now. 978-560-3155. Yeah. Amy Austin says 99 people just dropped out of the State Police Academy per WCVB. I was just looking at that. Mike Boudet has a new story from CVB, Channel 5. Former Massachusetts State Police trainee describes Academy as pure hell and torture. 99 trainees dropped out of the current State Police recruit class. 5 investigates has learned. So there's some breaking news about the State Police. Welcome to the job to the new colonel. You got multiple scandals right now. If anyone wants to call in, 978-560-3155. You want to comment on why we're not having a Canton audit meeting tonight or anything else? I want to thank Canton Community Television because they have done a great
Hi,
job.
Mike. Is this you?
Yes, who's this, Colin?
Hi, this is Glenna from Hudson, Massachusetts.
Gwyneth from
I
Hudson.
just want to say, Hudson, Massachusetts. I just want to say I love watching your show, and I love you and Mazza and Mark Betterow. He's the best. He's so smart. Anyway, you couldn't pay me $5 million to live in Canton right now.
$5
And
million?
I
Really?
just
You wouldn't take the $5 million? I would take it. I would live there
No.
for $5 million.
No, I wouldn't. It's too scary.
It's scary.
My husband and I, we're in our 70s, and I've been watching everything. I won't talk long. I've been watching everything, and then he got into it. And so I said, we need to go down there. And then it got too scary, and now I'm afraid. And I'm too afraid to go to Canton, to go to the waterfall. Just because. It's so crazy down there.
Yeah, definitely. You have
And
a
it's
little
just
background.
going-
Are you watching on another computer too?
Nope,
No.
I've got everything off.
Oh, I can hear something. Maybe it's me. I've had some weird things
Oh.
going on. I don't know.
Anyway, I'm so pissed. I got my headsets on. I was all set. I knew this was coming at 7. I knew you were going to carry it. I said, don't talk to me. I burnt dinner.
I know,
I
right?
got to be ready. And, bummer.
It's so disappointing. It is. It really is a bummer.
But we'll see it tomorrow. But I totally agree with whoever calls in or whoever. This is definitely a setup. They only allocated $200,000. I watched your gentleman last week who said it's about $1 million. It's about a year, yada, yada. And anyway, I think you're great. And, I'm an animal lover, and I love that you love dogs, and I love every animal that comes through the door. And I have cats, and they bring in live things.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of customers with cats. I used to have cats too. Yeah, they bring in special treats back.
They bring them in alive.
Yeah, sometimes with the
To
heads
show
off.
me.
Yeah, but
No heads off. They're totally alive,
oh,
and then
wow.
we have to get the
you
live
got some
crap.
fun. They like to play and show you what they did.
Oh, I know. So anyway, that's all I have to say. God love you, and God bless Canton.
Thank you so much for calling, Gwyneth.
And let's get justice for John O'Keefe.
That's right, and we'll check out the Canton Police Audit tomorrow when it gets uploaded, when the video is there. Thank God Canton Community Television is still going to record it for us. Thank God.
Great. I'm old, so I'll be here.
And they'll also be at 7 p.m. tomorrow night, Canton Select Board. That will be broadcast too.
Oh, yeah. That's just as...
So we got
Yeah,
we
well-
got things to look forward to on Tuesday, right?
Okay, great. Love
Thank you,
you.
Gwyneth. Hudson, Mass. I love it. Have a great night, Gwyneth.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Natick and Hudson tonight. I love it. Hudson's another good wrestler. Every time someone calls, I go like, oh yeah, that's a good wrestling town. Hudson's another one. They were actually in our division. They were, we used to wrestle them at the sectionals. All right.
Hello?
Hi, who's calling? You're live on the show right now.
Hey, my name's Bill from Pennsylvania, and I've been following everything you're doing out there. Man, I really appreciate it, Mike. You guys are all a great bunch of good people sticking together, doing great things for people. I really appreciate what you do out there.
Thank you so much. And your name again was what? Bill?
Bill. Bill. William. Yeah.
Bill. Yeah. Bill, thank you for calling. It's great to hear people
Yeah,
from other states watching. And what do you think about tonight that we're not able to broadcast this Canton Audit meeting?
Yeah.
What do you think's going on there?
Just probably hiding stuff like they've been doing. They need to come out more in the open, show what's going on. It's just too much corruption, man. I can't believe how much corruption is in that town. It's it's just unreal. Too many deaths and too many people behind everything. It's going to all come down to about probably a bunch, maybe 10 or 12 people are going to get nailed.
We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen. This is like none of us really know.
Yeah, none of us really know. You're absolutely right. But hopefully a lot of prayers, things will get answered, and maybe the federal government will get involved like you're supposed to.
Definitely. I hope so.
That's definitely, we need the feds involved. They're the ones that are going to really handle everything. You know, hopefully good things come up for Karen, good things for Turtle Boy and Rich. Oh, rubber ducky. I'm scared. I'm running.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it is. But I just want you to know that Pennsylvania here is watching too, and we appreciate everything you do, Mike.
Thank you so much for calling tonight. Really appreciate it. First Pennsylvania call
All
of the
right,
night.
you have a good night, okay?
You too. Have a great night. Another great
All right, thanks, Mike.
Pennsylvania, great wrestling. That's like one of the best states for wrestling. So I love it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I don't follow too much wrestling, but I know we have a great wrestling teams. That's for sure.
Yeah, you get some good colleges too. Thank you so much for calling.
Oh,
Penn
yeah.
State, one of them. Thank you so much for
Edinburgh
calling.
too. Don't forget.
Yeah, Edinburgh.
Don't forget about Edinburgh.
They used to
I
wrestle.
live right in Edinburgh. That's where
yeah.
I'm at.
They used to wrestle BU. I know they probably still do. In Harvard, Edinburgh was great. Great team.
Yes, they are. That's where I live at, in Edinburgh, Mike.
Awesome. Great. Go check
All
out
right,
the
man.
wrestling teams then. When you'll enjoy it. Check out some dual meets, some tournaments, and you'll see some of the best college wrestling in the country over there in Edinburgh.
All right, I'll check it out. I will. I'll do that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for calling in tonight, Bill.
All right, Mike. You have a good night.
Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Getting people calling from all over the place. Young Jerks, to get the phone number up right now. Just got another comment from someone who's there right now. I am going to take some more calls. I just missed the call, but I want to read this comment. They said it's insane right now in there. So it's insanity is how it's been described this meeting tonight. Apparently, there's a lot of people there outside. I wish I had a good stream for it, but I guess Resistance to Silence is streaming, but they have it sideways. And for whatever reason, StreamYard doesn't work when the YouTube is sideways. You know, what do you call that? The Instagram look doesn't work on StreamYard. It just ends up, it works for like 5 seconds. So we're not able to use their stream, unfortunately. I want to thank the people who are Glenn Lake. He does this all the time. Thank you so much, Glenn. He gifted us 10 Young Jerks memberships, and also Sarah in Shock and Horror. She did the same. Thank you guys so much. Take this call. We'll see who's on the line. And if you're at this thing, I would love a call from you if you're outside. Hi, who's calling?
It's Mike. Mike.
Hey, Mike. What's going on? What do you got for us tonight?
Yeah, so Mike Haverty, former Canton resident, lifelong Canton resident. My mom was a beloved teacher in the Canton Public Schools. So I'm sure a few people in Canton are pissed off at hearing the sound of my voice. I'm good friends with Jim White and Eric DiGirolamo, who've been flying the flag for doing the right thing in Canton. Jim's actually my daughter's godfather.
And so what do you think about tonight, Haverty? Mr. Haverty, what do you think about what's going on?
It's all by design. They think they can put the toothpaste back in the tube, and it's just not going to work.
Have you heard what's going on there right now? Because we're trying to kind of give updates since we don't have any video from it.
No, I have not. I've not. It's just so disgusting, though, how they've been handling this for the past, year and a half, 2 years now. They really think that people are going to stop paying attention to this. But I travel all over New England for work, and even New York and Pennsylvania. And I was actually out at a conference in New York when Turtle Boy got arrested last year. And people were just in shock. They couldn't believe it. You know, we had chatted about it here and there. But the amount of chatter and talk and how many people are paying attention to this outside of Canton and New England and even across the country, I really think that people who are on the select board and the people who have control over this are just getting some really bad advice from people, or the people closest to them are just not telling them what they need to do.
Yeah. It's really every single time they stick their foot in it. You know what I mean? It's like they step on the rake, it hits them in the head again. It's just over and over. It's like reminds me of the Bugs Bunny, like not Bugs Bunny. What is it? The Roadrunner? Remember the Roadrunner?
Yeah.
It's like they keep getting hit by the anvil. It's like the coyote keeps getting whacked every time, over and over. It's the same cartoon, just a little different scenery every time.
I mean, I thought it would be the end of it when they pulled that crap trying to scare the people who are getting the petition together and basically violating, the sanctity of elections and your right to petition and air grievances against the government. I would have thought at that point someone would have gotten their ear and told them just, cut the crap. But it just keeps going. And then now it ends with the rubber ducky thing. Well, it doesn't end. Of course, it's not going to end here. But it's just beyond the pale what the police department in that town is being forced to do in protecting something that's not going to be able to be kept in the box.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's like the same crap just over and over and over with these folks. It's just never ending. You think
And
it's funny too.
I'm going to take one.
I just want to say one thing. You mentioned the signature gathering. That drove me nuts because I've been involved in so many campaigns, especially for cannabis. Like we had 3 statewide ballot initiatives for decrim, medical, legal, and a bunch of, even before that, public policy questions where we'd run these non-binding questions to kind of gauge the level of support, which drew bigger donors to come into Massachusetts to actually, change laws. And so I've been involved in plus with candidates that I've worked, helped and worked with. I've collected signatures so many times. And for them to do that to people who are gathering signatures is just so disgusting. And for me, even the thing that was even more troubling is that the Boston media didn't jump all over that. It's frustrating to me that Sue O'Connell is like lumping the two groups together. Like they should have been they should have done like a 5 investigates. They should have sent Mike Bodette for that one. Like, how do you investigate signature gathering? That was the most disgusting thing Rafferty got away with. She got away with it because the media is asleep, except for us, basically. I was the one screaming the loudest about it. And it's sick to me. I mean, I'm glad you brought that up tonight, Haverty. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
It's absolutely gross. And the thing is, too, John Conley, I love the man. He was good friends with my mother. He was so nice to my family and my dad and everything. But he just sat back and just kind of sat in his hands on this. And if anybody knows about elections and due process, and then he gets up there, and I know he means it, when he starts talking about the veterans and what we got to do for our veterans and what they did for the country and the rights they gave us and what makes us better than them, that's the crux of it, the right to petition and to address grievances against the government. That's what my grandfather fought in World War I for. That's what all the veterans, I've been told that. I remember being down at the Legion. I remember being down at the Town Club. This goes back to the 70s when I was a kid, that the right to vote was sacred. Like my dad worked for Joe Moakley. I think he was on the planning board at one point. And it was always, I just remember that the talk was, the veterans, people gave their blood so we could have this system. So it would be me against you, us against them against us. But the election was the one thing, and the petitioning and the ballot things, that was the one thing that was sacred. Even if you hated a liberal or you hated a conservative, you didn't mess with that primary. That's like the glue that holds us together.
I mean, how many times I've signed, when you go to the supermarket and they're gathering signatures. And you know me, I know especially in my district, I know everybody. You know what I mean? So I always like, who you gathering signatures for? Or what question? And a lot of times it'll be someone I don't like. And I'll be like, you know what? I don't like them, but I'm going to sign it. Just because you're here.
I've done that too.
And I want to keep you in business. The person gathering the signatures, I know that they're getting paid unless sometimes they're volunteers, because I've volunteered plenty for that. But a lot of times those people are getting paid, $2, $5, $10 a signature, whatever it is. And I know by me signing that is going to keep them in business so that they can help the next campaign maybe I support. So we need more campaigns. We need more people on the ballot, even if you don't like them, even if you don't agree with them. So for them to kind of have the police department, who is the subject of the petition, investigate is the biggest conflict of interest that I've ever seen in my life related to elections. I'll talk about election fraud. Canton Police did election fraud and got away with it. And Channel 10, where were you? Channel 4, NBC, CBS, ABC, WCVB, none of you covered it. So they want to throw stones at the citizens and say, hey, you haven't been doing democracy the right way. Well, you guys didn't cover the citizens doing democracy the right way. So I'm kind of pissed off, honestly, at some of the media coverage. Sue O'Connell, people go after her because she's a liberal. I'm a liberal. I like Sue generally. But on this, what she was saying the other day, I thought it was really tone deaf, considering her station didn't cover that. Her station hasn't covered the politics like we have. They haven't covered the organizing. So I challenge them. Sue O'Connell, I booked one of the candidates for DA. She's coming on the show to have an interview. I hope that NBC 10 Boston backs it up. Are you going to have the district attorney candidates that are opposing Morrissey on NBC 10? Are you going to interview them? Are you going to actually do what you told us citizens to do that we're already doing? Are you going to do it, NBC 10? What do you think, Mike?
Absolutely. No, absolutely. I love it. Put the heat on them, because I hate to use this word. I hate to throw the F word around, but when you send the police after citizens who are trying to address the government, that's fascism. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I'm sure some of the townies are going to say, Jesus Christ, you compared us to Nazis, and Turtle Boy and all this crap. You screwed with the sacred system that protects me from you, you from them from us. That's the Constitution. It protects groups, airing grievances. That's the tripwire. That's the line you should not cross. And they didn't just cross it. They blew right through it. And the select board, who is elected and trusted and swears an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution and defend the citizens of Canton, every single person in Canton was affected by this egregious violation. And it's absolutely sickening.
Absolutely. And they knew they did wrong. They had to recuse themselves. They said, we're going to send it to the state to investigate. The state looked at it and said, no, there's no investigation. This is ridiculous. This is not happening. So there you go. I'm so glad you brought up that, Haverty, because this stuff is just pissing me off, because I've seen Kathleen and Rita and Jennifer and all these other women in Canton. They're doing the right thing. They gathered signatures. Yeah. They put it before the voters. They won. They won the special town meeting for the police audit. They've been trying to implement the audit. They're doing things the right way. They've run campaigns. They unseated an incumbent. That never happens. They unseated an incumbent whose son is a police officer. That never, ever happens. So, and there'll be more campaigns upcoming. So I got to give it to the people who are actually politically active in Canton getting shit done. We see you. I see you, Mike. Mike, you see them as a former resident. You know what they're doing. You're a great caller.
No, I wish I lived there. Wish I could help them out more.
Do you have anything else you want to add tonight? People are enjoying your call.
No, I think that's, let's leave it at that. That's, if people want to call up and add to that. But I mean, I just wish we could bring it back where that becomes one of the focal points of this. But it's almost like, it's like the whole strategy of just flooding the zone with BS.
Yeah.
It's just, it's all by design. It's all part of the playbook.
Yeah. And the media falls for it, because it's funny how, like I said, NBC 10 focuses more on the craziness than people gathering signatures. You know what I mean? So they're part of it. Like Sue can throw those barbs at everyone, but she should look at her coverage And I'm not talking about her individual, but her network. Like they're not covering what I cover on this show. You know what I mean? They're not. So I think it's funny that she went there, unfortunately. And I like Sue O'Connell. I don't think people should harass her. Don't call her names. I hate when people, call her, the awful, there's some awful things said about her, which is just, about her sexual orientation, things like that. That's just ridiculous. No one should say that. But you can, I like Sue, but I disagree with what she said. And I think she was wrong to say it in the way she did. I think it was clumsy. I think she had a point. I think she's trying to play the middle, which I don't think there is no middle here. You're either on the right side or you're crazy. I mean, that's it, right, Mike?
Right, no, 100%. And it's tricky, though, because any protest is good protest. Drawing any attention is good. But then there's this fine line where, there's been a couple times I've winced at some of the things the protesters have done or some of the ideas. But that's my personal opinion, right?
Exactly.
You're not supposed. You can't regulate taste. You can't regulate these things.
And I try not to. I try not because being the police officer of activism, it's not a place you want to be. It's just not. I agree with you, Mike. Sometimes, I think if you really want to have an effect, you might talk to people privately if you have a problem with what they're doing, and be nice about it. That might work. People even say stuff to me about my coverage and say, hey, I didn't really like that interview or that question or that comment. And it's nice when people say it to you privately over blasting you out on social media or wherever. So, but I feel you. I don't want to be doing that either. I just, and there's often times where I see stuff too, and I'm just like, yeah, that was too much, or that didn't work out the way I thought it would have. But, it's tough. You want people to be able to express themselves.
There's a whole conversation. We could go off on a whole tangent about modern media dating back 10, 15 years and the shortened news cycles and the instant attention need and, the fact that there's 10 cable news channels and 6 local news channels and things like that. So the disintegration of centralized media was a good thing to get more voices out there. But now I think it's kind of dampened people actually really, really picking a side and covering it because they're afraid to piss somebody off and lose too much of the market. I wouldn't be surprised if Sue had some conversations had with her by the editors at the station or even the leadership of the station. Don't go down too far the rabbit hole in this one, or put some guardrails on her. It just seems I see that on every station. There's never really a digging in and blowing things open except on YouTube channels and Netflix specials now and the like, or on Hulu. They never really dig into anything anymore, or they really never take a complete side on things.
Absolutely. Someone just said Canton Community Television tweeted that the audit will be available on demand as soon as possible. And someone said on demand ? That just means that you'll be able to watch it on their website anytime you want. It's not going to be live streaming. It's going to be a video you can watch as soon as is available on demand on their website. I'll be streaming it here as well. So it just means that they are recording it. I'm glad to get that update because that means that our boy is there and he's recording it, and we're going to get the video, and it will be up on the Canton Community Television website. You can watch it there, or you can watch it right here on YouTube when we stream it as well. And I want to make sure they don't get any shit for this, because Canton Community Television, thank God for them. They've done phenomenal work. What do you think about them, Michael Haverty, as a former Canton resident?
So that's the thing. They let him in, and that's great that they let him record it because they had to by law. But what this does is now Channel 5, Channel 10, the different channels, the news stations, maybe even Court TV, doesn't get that art that they need to broadcast it tonight at 11 or tomorrow all day. And they know, the people on the other side know, who are trying to keep this in the tube, they know that they don't have the time and they're too lazy to sit and watch through all that. So that this meeting is kind of going to die in the echo chamber. And it's, hey, hat tips on them. Good move, guys. But it's still not going to go away.
Yeah.
They just kind of broke one news cycle.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think it's going to work, because I think that if there's anything juicy in there, Channel 10 and Channel 4, 5, 7, they're all going to be watching it like I am as soon as it comes out to see if there's anything juicy. So, And who knows? Maybe there's some media there tonight. Maybe Channel 10 showed up with their cameras again. I wouldn't doubt it.
No, that'd be good. It's just, anything that you can do to gum up the works in their mind is going to be helpful. So hopefully, like you said, if something really does happen, they do the work and broadcast it and get it out there.
So
Because it needs
does
to be
anyone
out
know if Clyde Ducksworth was spoken tonight's audit meeting? That's from Mazza Media. I don't know, Mazza. You might know more about that. Did Clyde Ducksworth make an appearance tonight? I would like to know. Have you heard Clyde Ducksworth before?
Oh, me, yes. Oh, absolutely.
What do you think about that
that's another
character?
thing. Well, that's another thing. So they supposedly put it on TV or on Zoom or whatever to keep the people safe because it was getting uncontrolled at town hall and it was dangerous. And so then now they open it up and they put their 15 minutes, which is another joke. And so now it just opens them up to people like Clyde, just making an absolute mockery of them and making an absolute mockery of the whole thing. Instead of, making people go in there and do it face to face at the public hearing the way it's been done for centuries, right? And so now it just opened up these different people just to call up and just to make them look like even more of a joke. It's sad.
Yeah, it really is.
What's that Husker Du song? It's not funny anymore.
Yeah. Yep. It's exactly what it is. It's just not even. I mean, I have a lot of laughter on this, but it's just getting old.
And then again, then you start laughing about it, and it just undermines the real seriousness about this. People died.
And people
the trust in the government and the police has been completely ripped apart.
And people are getting felonies. I mean, even Clyde Ducksworth might want to change his name tomorrow because using the word duck might be a felony. You know what I mean? I mean, that's how crazy this has gotten. Where if you even mention duck, Clyde Ducksworth might have to change his name to like Clyde Foxworth or something just to be safe. It's really that big brotherish right now.
Yeah, again, that's just as bad as the voting. Actually, it's kind of worse in some ways, just the abuse of power, just to try to do a chilling effect. But it's not working. If people are still going to speak out, they're going to find new ways to speak out. It's whack-a-mole. But the state police homicide detectives spending days, if not weeks, researching a rubber duck left on a bench. We've got homicide cases. They always say that they don't have enough resources to really do a good job on homicide cases when they lose a conviction. And now they're spending all this time on this.
I know. How long do you think they spent listening to my shows, transcribing that? Listen to that stream.
If they're good enough to erase thousands of texts at a time, I'm sure they put it on like 1.5 or 2.0 speed and went through it pretty quick, right?
I would still think it would take a half hour to hour at least because I've done transcribing, and unless you're really good, which I'm not that good at it, it takes a little time because then you got to rewind it. You miss a few words. So I wonder. I mean, I feel like, I feel like other people probably take 2 hours, like just because it's 4 or 5 pages that they quoted. It's just unbelievable how much time they must have spent just listening to my show. And I just wonder how much of the stream did they listen to and did they listen to everyone else's streams? Like, have they been just sitting there getting paid to watch all the YouTubers to see if there's anything good on there that Rich has said,
I mean, they had to, and I'm sure they got the younger guys to do it too. Like, you got to do this. If you want to move up in the ranks, here, help me with this. Here, I'll watch this episode. You watch this episode. Look out for these things. I'm sure they divided and conquered. So it's even more resources wasted.
Yeah.
Not just Buchanan and whoever and Tully and Fanning.
It's unbelievable. And this the Canton Police, like they must have spent, they got a warrant for his car, his entertainment center. They got a warrant for the sticker guy who got him his stickers. They pulled multiple cameras from different locations. They followed them. They had surveillance undercovers. I mean, it like the way they wrote this up and investigated Rich Schiffer, it reminds me of like the Medellin cartel, like La Costa Nostra. Like they were taking down like, you know, the Gambino crime family. Like that's the type of stuff the FBI would do to organized crime, what they did to this guy. Like that's the type of stuff that the federal government would do to the, Boston bombing, follow him around with the cameras and all that shit. You don't see that for someone who's doing a protest, even if there is littering going on. It seems so crazy to me how overboard they went on this one.
And you know what stinks too is a bunch of guys I grew up with became stadies. And when I was a kid growing up, the stadies were the cream of the crop. They were the premier institution. And everything I've heard about the guys I grew up with, they're all really good state police officers who did their job really, really well. And to see this institution just be disgraced like the way it's been over the past year with this, frankly, this bullshit. I can't believe it. I can't believe, like I said earlier at the beginning of the call, isn't there someone just tapping them on the shoulder, just saying, or a friend, or they're out having beers one night, or they're out whatever talking, or a wife, or someone would just say, "What the hell are you doing? Stop!" When you're in a hole, you get deep in a hole. Stop digging.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's really crazy. People want to know the phone number. The phone number is scrolling at the bottom of the page, but I only can take one call at a time, and I'm talking to Mike Haverty right now. A former.
Oh, you know what? I'll jump off.
No, I appreciate you. You have any final thoughts before we let you go? I'm not even sure I'm going to take another call. Maybe one more. We'll see. You have any final thoughts tonight, Mike?
Yeah, I hope they can find a good auditing company and it actually does happen. But I think it was pretty clear right after the vote they were going to do everything they can to screw it. Like I felt 200,000 wasn't enough, and then of course when they picked the committee. But even if they don't get the audit, this spotlight is still going to be on them, and they're going to think it's a big victory, but it's not. There's got to be a full accounting of what happened, or they're never going to be able to earn the credibility back for the police department and the government in Canton.
Excellent. I really appreciate your call. Bukaki's Missing Dentures says, best caller ever. Thanks, Mike. So they're thanking you. Thank you so much for calling in, Mike Haverty.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Have a great night.
Maybe
Call
I'll do
in
it
again. I like your calls. We should probably have you on the show soon, too. Hit me up.
Okay, I will.
Awesome. That's Mike Haverty. Great guy. Thank you so much for calling, Mike.
Of course, you're welcome. Take care. Bye.
Bye. That was a good call. 617, number 2. Love it. I'm going to take one more call. We'll see. Because I'm wondering if Mike, maybe we should end it with Mike. He was so good. That was a good call. We'll chance this
Hey,
one.
Mike.
Hi, who's calling?
It's Reality Check.
Reality Check. Wow. What's up? What do you think about tonight with this shit broadcasting live?
It's shit. It's getting ridiculous. They're not going to let anything pass. They're just trying to bide their time, thinking that everybody's going to turn the other way, and they don't care. But I have a question, actually, for you.
Yes, go ahead.
You remember when, years ago, and we all used to actually write letters?
Yes.
So who do we need to write to get them to start looking at stuff? I mean, snail mail, because emails, they can delete them in 30 seconds. If we have snail mail and it's arriving by the bunches to whoever we're mailing, be it Mora, be it the OG, whatever, it's going to get a lot more attention from them if we're doing snail mail.
It's a good idea.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Do you agree or you disagree?
I think any type of contact works, but mail is definitely, I've done, one of the things I did way back in the day, I'll tell you about one of my most successful It was probably my first big win in activism. Back in the day, I did it secretly too. Mike, I'll tell you everyone about it right now because it was very similar to this in terms of doing mail. And what it was is my girlfriend, she was my new girlfriend at the time. She worked at WAF. She worked at the rock station. She was the local, she was the DJ for the local music show. And they brought an out-of-state programmer in, and he basically pushed her show to like so late in the morning. Like she used to be at from like 10 to midnight. He was trying to push her to like 1 a.m. because he wanted to play Love Line. And it would screw all the local artists and local bands over. So what I did is the internet had just been starting. I created an event and brought all the musicians together. And I created a postcard that I printed up. And I basically had every single person there fill out the postcard, sign it, and then I mailed them out. I put the stamps on and I mailed them all out. And I would take like 20 and mail them from this town, 20 from that town. So it looked like they were all coming from different places, but the same postcard. And I also printed up a bunch and I would hand them out to the artist and say, hey, when you're at your show, hand these out to your friends and your roadies and your crew and your girlfriends and have them sign them and put a stamp on them and mail them out. And within like 2 weeks, a month, that program director got fired. And the like Daddy's Junkie Music and all these, music stores and the local bars and restaurants, they all started calling AAF up and say, what are you doing to local music? Like, we're going to stop advertising. So that's why the program director got fired. And then they brought it back in a local guy named Bruce, who used to be the manager for Godsmack. And he basically was my girlfriend's friend. And he told her, he said, like, they're never going to mess with your show again because of those damn postcards. And so I think it works.
See, we could be
need
doing the same
massive
thing.
numbers. You can't just have like one or two.
Yes.
So that's why I think
So then
postcards make sense.
Mazza,
Print them up.
yes, because they're 3 cents for a stamp.
Yeah, print them up and bring them to the next standout. Have everyone sign one. Just that's what
I've
I would
already
start
got
doing.
some of them that have, the cards we're handing out at our standouts have the cure and read information on the front of it. And there's currently, unless I print it, there's nothing on the back. So I could use those. But I think we all, we should pick a date and all of you guys that are on your platforms can announce it. And we're all going to send them on a certain date. And then we're going to send it the next week on a certain date. If we bombard them, they're going to realize, right now, I really don't think they realize how many people are so upset and so invested and so angry. But if we all do it, I would say for a month straight, every Monday,
it definitely will.
we send them out.
Yeah. I like it.
Every Monday, we send them out.
Someone said have Sue sign it. Ask Sue O'Connell to sign it. Hey, Sue, look what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I like it.
No,
I think this is a good
our
idea.
own individuals. Because who do you think we should message though? Do we message the representative
I would
for
do
that
them all.
area?
This is
do
what,
we message?
yeah. When I did it before, I targeted them all. So basically, what I would do is, I would do one for the governor, one for the attorney general, and then just maybe different state reps. That you think might be, target them as state police colonel, even Morrissey, maybe. I mean, I don't think it's going to help with Morrissey, but
I don't think it is either.
But I would target multiple people.
I will get all those addresses. I will message them to you, and if you can get all of the creators to
I don't
share
know
the
about me
information.
getting all the creators. I think that's going to be on everybody else because I'm too busy. I'm running 2 businesses. I can barely keep up with my show, so I can't. All I can do is promote it on my show.
Maybe Mazza.
Yeah.
Maybe Mazzo.
I don't know about Mazza either. Because you got to realize Mazza's just like me. Works full time and then does this on top of it. So Mazza and I probably have the least time out of anybody.
For all of you guys, though, can I make a suggestion?
Depends what it is.
You have all these creators. All you creators are intertwined, correct?
No.
You've got Turtle Boy. You've got you. Well,
I'm saying no.
I mean, you're all connected.
We're not all interconnected in terms of we don't organize. We don't
Right. Right. This is what I'm trying to say to you. Another case that I followed had many, many, many creators. The only thing they did was they had a group chat of the creators. And they just put in there, I'm going on at this time and this date. And it was so awesome because we could catch all of them because one person said, I'm going on at this time. So everybody knew not to go on at that time. It's just amazing if you guys coordinate with each other.
Yeah, but
and get a group
reality,
chat
you gotta listen to what I'm saying. I don't have time. If you want to do that, I would sign up for it in a second. But I don't have time to set up email lists. I don't have time. I don't have time to do my own show.
All right.
So literally, that's how.
I'll get Sean.
I haven't done a show in
it.
4 nights because I don't have time. You know what I mean? So it's got to be someone that has the time. Like Mazza and I, and maybe even Turtle Boy, are probably the worst 3 people to ask. Like Mazza works full time and then does this, so he's already all out.
I apologize,
Yeah.
Mike.
I'm just letting people know. Like people ask me all the time for more of my time, and I don't have it.
Actually, I'll reach out to Shelby, and maybe Shelby can do it.
That's it. Whoever has the time, who can do it. That's what you got to
Shelby
look
can
for.
do it.
Yeah.
Shelby can do it.
Thank
all right,
you so
I'm just
much,
trying
Cole.
to make it easier for all you guys.
Yeah, I'll sign up for it, but I can't organize it.
I understand. All right. Have a good night, sir. Thank you for all you
Reality
do,
Check.
and you're awesome.
You too. I like the idea of doing the mailings, though. I think even one thing we could do too is have like a party where people just sign them. Not even a party, just like meet at a park. Meet at a place where there's a
Especially
covered
at the
gazebo
Halloween party.
on a Saturday. Yeah, a Halloween party, like the Turtle Boy party. That'd be a perfect place to do
Yep.
it. So that's what you got to do.
Yep.
You got to just print up the postcards, and I would put them online. If you design the postcard and put it online, people can print them out at home, and they could take them to their standout. Because instead of trying to go to 100
Great
standouts,
idea.
Put it online so people can print it out and bring it to their own standout.
Great idea. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great night, Reality.
Yep. I love you guys.
You
Bye.
too. Bye. We're the Young Jerks. I really appreciate everyone who calls in and supporting. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I'm just checking YouTube, too, to see if anyone else is outside tonight. I don't see anyone. Resistance to Silence is out, but they're doing this vertical thing that doesn't work on StreamYard. Damn it. Oh, well. Yeah, see, people would definitely print those out. All right, that was a good last. Oh boy, this is my last call. Don't anyone call me tonight after this. This is it. All right. Hi, who's calling? Hi, you're on the air. Who's calling?
Hi, this is Sarah. How are you? I've been calling like an angry ex-wife. Just trying to get through. I just wanted to say thank you. I'm listening to you guys, and you guys are crazy. You guys are so on point in doing what the media, should have been doing. I grew up in Canton. I lived like a few streets over from Fairview. I lived on Chestnut Road, which is right off of Cedar Crest. And I know these people. Like, my mother was born and raised in the house I lived in, and then I lived down by River Oaks near the viaduct where Pauline and Jeff Farrington's businesses, which is so insane to me that they're being bullied as much as they are, and thank God, Pauline's around because she's probably one of the funniest girls I've listened to. I've been watching this because I know the people involved. I was in the same grade as James Glanis and Tim Taylor. And Ensley Kotar is another cop who is a good cop. And I say that, it's really disheartening. And you guys do so much that it's up to the community to be doing stuff. Turtle Boy went to prison for this shit, and when I saw that, I was like, this is fake. This is all made up. And how do I know that? It's because I had some psychopath violent animals stalking me. They never put a bolo out on him. They never had a special prosecutor. And this guy had a first-degree murder charge, kidnapping, and escaping from prison. So the fact they went after him so hard, I was like, this is bullshit. You've got that swamp creature, Kate, whatever, stalking people like a lunatic. It's like the people involved are just insane, and like, good for you guys for standing up, but it's on the rest of us now. We can't be putting it on you guys to do everything.
That's what I'm saying.
I get it.
I
Dude, I
get
get it. I
frustrated.
understand. Like, you
I
guys
gotta
are
say,
doing enough.
I'm glad you're going to give me this opportunity, because I'm going to say it tonight. I am a little bit
I
frustrated
heard it.
that people request more time from me. Like, I don't have the
Hell
time.
no.
I want to do my show and I don't
Are
have
you
it.
shitting
So,
me?
like, no, I just want to say this, because people will hit me up and say, I got a good story for me. Call me. Here's my phone number. And I'll be like, I told you to send me the documents.
thanks.
I told you to send me the
Right.
documents. And if I have time, I'll
You
look
don't
at
have
them.
time for
I
like
don't have time to
slap and
talk to a
tickle.
stranger for an hour and a half on
Right.
the phone. I don't have time for
This
you.
is mass media.
Yeah.
Turtle Boy's fighting his own shit. Jesus, the glare is in
They do
goddamn
the same
wherever
thing
he
to
is.
Turtle Boy. People expect that we're going to drop everything for
Everyone
whatever they
attacks
want.
him. It's
Yeah,
listen,
no.
I did a stream on it with a podcast, like on a podcast, and there's probably 3 views on it, and they probably all me. But like, I'm not going to ever stop talking about it. Like, I had a restraining order in Norfolk Superior Court. They're nightmares. And the fact that they're using like lawfare to come after these people is insane to me. I don't care if I agree with everything you say. I am not here to police anybody's shit, right? Like, I was just out, I don't own a gun, but I was just out getting the petition signed for our Second Amendment rights. That whole situation with the crazy governor doing what she did, which I also did a parody of her TikTok, and I got a wig and I'm invested. I'm Angry Survivor at Stop TV for All is my Twitter handle, and I'm just ready to troll people at this point, because it's insane to me that you guys have done enough, and thank you so much as somebody that like grew up in Canton. Like, it's just insane to see all the people I know in there. It's wild. Jen McCabe, nightmare. Fucking nightmare. She's not a good person. She's never been a good person. Neither is Chris. Like, I just turned 40. So I was like in between. I had cousins that were their age, and Jen McCabe was an asshole. She's always been a slimy little rat, dude. She's horrible. I didn't know they were so incestual, but I know that they were evil. Little yuppies that walk around with these blinders on. And it's like, everyone comes to Turtle Boy for his opinion. The thing is, it's like, the second you say domestic violence, guess what? I'm not allowed in the feminist organizations. They kind of kicked me out because I was just saying the truth. Like, they told me to leave the state house before because I told Senator Jamie Aldridge his hair was running from his face and his mother probably hates them. Like, I hate all these people. They're not good people, and they're turning against us. And the thing is like, the peaceful protests that go on, like my Aunt Rainey lived at 38 Kings Road, God bless her soul. And I'm pretty sure Rita lived near her, because I think I remember her from when my Aunt Rainey was raising me. So I know all these people. This community is a good community of people. The shit that's going on with Jeff Barrington is insane. And people need to be taking more attention to that, because they are bullying that girl, calling that Officer Wade. He's a scumbag. Tell her he's a fucking scumbag. And I say that because
I'd appreciate
I know
it if you don't swear so much. Thank you for calling tonight.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Really
I'm so
appreciate
sorry.
the call.
I'm
Thank you. Have a
sorry.
great night.
Thank you.
Call next time. All right, we got to go. You guys, I just got to say, like, I don't like the swearing. I feel like I'm complaining tonight. I got this comment here. People mean well. No reason to get angry. I'm not angry. If you watch the show at all, Rachel, you'll know when I'm angry. I'm just saying. I don't know what it is about some people, but when I express myself, it's a problem. If you don't want me to express myself on my show, don't watch. I mean, it's that simple. I'm not angry. I'm expressing myself. I'm telling people, don't volunteer my time. I'm too busy. I love Reality Check. I think what she's doing is great. I will support her. I will send people to her, but I'm not organizing something. I'm not. If you have my schedule, you would not even consider it. I really appreciate our moderators. I'm done with phone calls. No more phone calls tonight. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to shut it down. I really appreciate our moderators. I want to thank Stephanie. I want to thank Jen. I want to thank MJ and Scott McGinnis. Thank you for moderating our chat, for being here all the time. No, that's all right. Bazis has laughed my ass off at all the people calling after I said no more calls. People that, a lot of times people are 10 minutes behind. That's the problem on these YouTube streams. They don't realize The ones that I bug me is like when I put the phone number out and the people are watching at 2 a.m. and they're still calling me. It's like, come on, you know it's not live now. Those are the ones I have to question. Like, what are you doing to me? Is this the Young Jerks? No, it's not. The show's over. I'm having fun tonight. I thank everyone for calling tonight. We had some good calls. Someone says, this one, you got big and you've changed. You think so? I don't think so. Who is that? Let me see. Low, you got big and you've changed. How have I changed? I've always been this way. I don't know. I don't think I've changed at all. Yeah, I have every right to my feelings. Absolutely. Yeah. It's good to have, you know what? I like people. This is someone said, it's good to know your limits and set boundaries. And you know what? I appreciate people who know their limits and set boundaries because then you know what to expect. The ones that I hate is like, oh, yeah, I'll do it. They sign up for it. You even set a time and date and then they're not there because they couldn't say no. They didn't know how to say no. I have my vision and my goals, and I stick to it. And I know what I can contribute. The best way I can contribute is to do this show. There's no better use of my time. And I got to tell you, a lot of times I don't have time to do the show. Yeah. And I pretty much say, like, for any, there's so many people asking me, will you come to my event? Will you help me fundraise? And I say yes. We're definitely going to be doing something with Kelly Reed. I'm looking forward to that. There's going to be a big Karen Reed fundraiser. I think pretty much all the creators, all the YouTubers, a lot of Twitter people. It's going to be a big event. There's going to be a big fundraiser for Karen Reed. And there's other folks hitting me up as well. I do as much as I can. But I got to tell you, I used to be someone who was an organizer. I used to do all those campaigns. I know what it takes. I don't have it in me anymore. I'm old. It's time for either retired people who aren't working anymore that want to be involved in something like that to take over, or younger people that have the energy. I don't have the energy. I walk dogs all day. I've tried to keep a schedule. If you know anything about the business I have, it's 24/7. And it's about the schedule. You got to be there when you say you're going to be there. So it's a lot of work just trying to keep your life scheduled. And it's for me to take on new shit and then to take all the phone calls I get about leads. It's not possible for me to do any stuff like that. And I love Reality Check. Like, I hope she does what she's talking about. And I think she'll be able to find some great people. And that's the thing. We have so many people supporting us and backing us. There are people looking to use their time productively. And that's why we took phone calls tonight. If anyone wants to help Reality Check with that project, she's on Twitter. Hit her up. And that's what this is all about. And I'm not cranky. Yeah, someone said I am not cranky. I am not cranky. I'm in a good mood, actually. The other thing I'm a little cranky about is that we didn't get to watch the audit committee hearing tonight. That's the only thing I'm really cranky about. That's it. And we'll get to watch that tomorrow. All right. I think I might have got some Venmos tonight. I'm going to read. Yeah, I did. Thank you so much. Please pass the pepper. She just sent. Actually, I'm not sure if it's a he or a she. Please pass the pepper. Sent $25 on Venmo and said, fantastic show. I'm in New Jersey working, live in New York. Anything I could do to help, please pass my info. I'm here for it. Karen and all others abused could be any of my children or grandchildren. This needs to stop. I appreciate you, Mike. You're an incredible activist. Please pass the Pippa. Hit up Reality Check. She definitely needs, looks like a little assistance in that. And it would be great if you could help her. Thank you so much for the donation tonight. Also, Melanie sent $10 on Venmo and said, I appreciate your platform. Thank you so much, Melanie. Very cool. Very generous. Thank you so much for donating tonight. All right, I think that does it. Just want to check one more thing. Yeah, that is it tonight. All right, good. Yeah, what happened with the audit committee? Yeah, the audit committee happened tonight, but it wasn't broadcast. Canton Community Television doesn't have the capability to do a live stream broadcast from the location that the audit committee chose tonight. So unfortunately, we found out last minute. We're not able to send a camera crew. I'm not able to organize that last minute. So we don't have any video from their meeting tonight. However, it is being recorded. So we will have that either later tonight or tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. That's what I expect. I expect it will be released on Canton Community Television website, video on demand tomorrow afternoon, and then we'll be streaming it as well. I want to thank Canton Community Television for broadcasting all of these meetings and covering the select board. We're also going to be live 7 p.m. tomorrow night covering the Canton Select Board. I can't wait for that as well. And thank you, Canton Community Television, for everything that they're doing. I wish someone would walk mine. He's a high-strung beagle and Jack Russell. I have a couple Jack Russells. We have actually 3 Jack Russells we walk. They are something else. They have a mind of their own. And I'm very familiar with beagles. I grew up with some hunters, and they used to have beagles in the backyard type deal, hunting dogs. So great dogs, beagles and Jack Russells. But they have minds of their own, and they like to hunt, especially the beagles. They'll chase any birds, any animals. They have a lot of energy. That's the thing too. Like my energy by the time 5 o'clock comes, I'm not young anymore. I'm out there walking all day. I get home at like 3:34. I usually lay down on the couch, and then I take the old man nap till like 6:30, and then I get up and I do my show. It's like double duty every night, and then I get done with my show and I go to bed and I get up and do it again. And it's like working 2 full-time jobs lately. I gotta just say, like, I'm very busy. Romy says, thanks for all you do, Mike. Thank you for making a donation. That's really appreciated. I really appreciate, you know what I really like? You guys, all of you. I say guys, it's mostly women. I really appreciate you. All the women and some of the men who are watching. I love you all. Thank you so much for supporting us, because without you, I wouldn't be doing shows. I really wouldn't. We love you, Mike and the Young Jerks. Thank you so much. 4 German Shepherds. I hope you have a backyard. They walk, yeah. I have a couple dogs that it's really only 1 out of the 2 actually. But by the end of the walk, like they just pull into my back. I'm like, oh. I can't imagine 4 German Shepherds. That would be. Hopefully you have a backyard. Bukaki's missing dentures with a fence. Sent $50, a super sticker. Wow, that's very generous. Thank you so much, Bukaki's missing dentures. Oh, Kelly Reed is here. Thank you, Kelly. Happy birthday. Let's all sing happy birthday to Kelly Reed. Happy birthday to you. I'm looking forward to Kelly Reed's event for Karen Reed. Happy birthday to Kelly Reed. Happy birthday to Kelly. Happy birthday to you, Kelly Reed. I can't wait for the event. We're going to have a great event with Kelly Reed. That's actually one of the things I got to do tonight. I got to order some merch. We're going to bring some merch down and donate it for the fundraisers. So that's another. I got so many things on my list, and I'm trying to organize a members only show finally. But I want to do a couple things before I have that members only show. So I have a lot to do, and like I said, I've been trying to get my glasses fixed. I got my car. What did I do? I got my car re-registered this week. I've been doing so much shit. It's unbelievable. all the stuff that falls by the wayside when you're working 2 jobs. It's hard to keep up. But happy birthday to Kelly. It's very, very exciting that we're going to have some more events to do. Jetto says, Mike, you're not the only busy person, okay? I know how busy you are, Jen. Absolutely. But I hope I don't ask you to do more, Jen. I'm always like, I got another show coming up. I do ask you to do a lot. I really appreciate my mods. My mods are awesome. I gotta say, we have fun too. I might bring some of the stickers too. Stephanie made some great stickers with the 3Ms. We're not gonna have those for sale, but I might bring that to the Kelly Reed event and give some of those out. Dogs and jerks too. Dogs are jerks too. Merch. That might be a good one. I was just reading the comments. This is why I can never get out of here. I start reading all your comments. Mike needs a personal assistant. I do, but I'm one of those people that don't I don't like to give up shit. That's the problem. Once I take over something, that's me too. That's the other reason I don't want to get involved in this shit. Because I will put everything into it. I just, I have a problem. It's true. I have a problem delegating. It is a problem. Massa, if you're still here, are you clocking how long this goodbye is? How long is it? It's been like 10 minutes at least, hasn't it? Hey, I got another $50 super chat. So. And then Kelly Reed popped up. Come on. Yeah, I got my teeth implanted. I'm actually getting one more that you can't see. So, yeah, I got 2 done this year, and that was a long process. It took over a year to get it. I'm starting it again at the end of this month. I have 1 more tooth to do. And I got to get new glasses. I got a whole list of shit upstairs that I haven't done. And I got to catch up on movies with the girlfriend. That's what I'm going to go do right now. We're going to go watch a movie with the girlfriend. My record is 90 minutes on the goodbye. At least no one's calling me right now. Actually, I turned off the phone. That's why. Oh, wait, it's back on. It is back on. Cool. Let's see if anyone is still calling me. All right, this is it. I am done. The Long Goodbye was a song by Jeff Buckley, wasn't it? And I'm still hearing the beeping in the background, too. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Canton Select Board, definitely at 7 p.m. We're going to be broadcasting that, and probably tomorrow afternoon, we probably will have the Canton Police Audit video up there when they release it on Canton Community Television. So check that out tomorrow as well. Looking forward to everyone tomorrow night. Have a great night. Thank you so much. Goodbye. I promise this is it. This is it this time.